What's up, everybody? My name is LB the Realist. This is Surrealistic Studios, where the realist is real. And it gets so fucking surreal. So, I'm seeing this whole Bill Cosby thing play out right before my eyes. Now, given I'm late to the game, I haven't been studying this. I haven't been following this case since the allegations came out. So we started hearing about this like 2014, 2015. So it's been some years, and they had a trial and they had a mistrial. They had a mistrial at first. Now they had another trial and they found him guilty on 3 counts of aggravated sexual misconduct or sexual assault. And I'm seeing everybody in the mainstream news demonize him. We've seen it throughout these years. In cartoons and shows and people making jokes about him. The whole thing started with a comedian named Hannibal Buress or whatever the fuck his name is. In 2014, he made some jokes. I believe it was 2014. He made some jokes about Bill Cosby, saying that he was a rapist. And all of a sudden, boom, we get all these reports. Over 50, 60 women supposedly came out and alleging that Bill Cosby either raped them or touched them, fondled them, by using Quaaludes. Now, Quaaludes was it's outlawed now, but it was a popular drug in like the 70s. They used to call them disco biscuits. Now, forgive me, because I'm just now researching everything. I forget a lot of shit. You guys know I forget a lot of shit. And, you know, I was trying to look at this objectively. I wasn't trying to be, because look, I love Bill Cosby. I grew up watching the show, the Cosby Show, and, A Different World, and Fat Albert, all that stuff. I remember Fat Albert and all that stuff. I mean, I didn't grow up during that time, but I used to watch it sometimes. So, I love Bill Cosby, but I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this to you because of that fact. I'm saying this to you because I see an injustice going on, and the mainstream media has basically corrupted everyone's minds. And even in alternative media, I'm seeing my favorite people like Kyle Kalinske go along with the mainstream narrative, and nobody's asking important questions. I haven't seen too many people in the independent media realm talk about this. Not too tough. And if they do, they're saying that Bill Cosby is guilty. TYT just did a video with Bill Cosby's face in big red letters, guilty. I was like, I can't believe this shit. Wow. And they're sitting there on video just, condemning him. And this man is like 80 years old. Now, listen. I am not against women that come out and against their abusers and speak truth to power. And I'm not against them speaking their truth. I'm not against real women who have been sexually harassed or raped or touched or anything like that, because it happens, and it happens so fucking much. We covered the story about Jordan Sheridan, about the allegations concerning him. Look what happened with that one, with that chick. You know what I'm saying? She came out on a Tim Black show and basically told everybody that she was bullshitting. The stories, the articles that came out had to be retracted, because it wasn't true, it was unfounded. Jordan had all these witnesses come out. You know what I'm saying? There were some videos made by H.A. Goodman in which he got some Truth Against the Machine employees. But come on now, they all had an axe to grind with that one. They were all ex-employees. You know what I'm saying? But this whole Bill Cosby thing, you guys got to look at the whole picture and not just what the mainstream media is telling you. Do you know that most of the women that say that Bill Cosby did something to them, it's out of the statutes of limitation? So they convicted him based on one encounter that he had with the woman named Andrea Constand. That's her name. I shit you not. She's the person that brought down Bill Cosby. Now, she says that Bill Cosby gave her some drugs. I can't remember exactly where they were. I'm leaving out a lot of information. Again, please forgive me. I will come back on another video and make this more concise with notes. But I've been researching. I haven't stopped researching for like 2 days. And there's so much to tell. There's so much involved in this. I had to make at least a first video to just get it out, to just get my opinion out there. And I know that this is not going to be popular. I know I'm going to have a bunch of people calling me, you know, whatever the fuck, all kind of names under the sun. But this is what I'm telling you. This chick, Andrea Constand, said Bill Cosby gave her drugs. Now, Bill Cosby didn't put them in a drink, in a fucking drink, in a coffee, cappuccino, none of that shit like they try to say that he did to women. No, she took the pills willingly. Now, he said they were Benadryl. I believe she said that they were Benadryl as well. And she started feeling woozy, and she started blacking out, and she felt limp. She couldn't move. And then that's when she said Bill Cosby touched her breast and stuck his fingers inside of her. Now, have any of you ever taken Benadryl? You know what I'm saying? Now, tell me honestly, like, is Benadryl gonna have that effect on you to where you can't push somebody off of you, to where you can't say no? Look, the reason why I'm saying these things is I'm not trying to disparage women that have been raped or sexually assaulted. That is the last thing that me as a person that I want to do. Because I know too many women that have been raped or sexually assaulted. Way too many women that are close to me. One of the women you saw already on my channel because I interviewed her. She's very near and dear to me. So I know how serious this issue is. And I would never, ever try to disparage women that want to tell their truth. But you also have to have respect for the men, or for the other side of the story in this, because we're talking about a man's good name. We're talking about his family. We're talking about his dignity, his pride, his livelihood is under attack. You know, and we start talking about, you know, everything that Bill Cosby has done for the black community and the country as a whole. You know, he changed the image of the black family forever with the Cosby Show. You know, he was even trying to buy NBC News. A lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that until my mom told me, like a few days ago. Yeah. He was trying to buy NBC News. He was trying to buy NBC. He wanted to totally change the way black people were viewed and showed in this country on television. You know, he donated so much money to all these people and all of these historical black colleges. He's done so much for, you know, he had his issues with hip hop. Like, who the fuck? I got my issues with hip hop right now. So-called hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't take away from everything that he did for the black community. So this chick, Andrea Constand, said she took Benadryls willingly. And then that's when all these things happen, right? Andrea Constand was I forget exactly what she was. She was one of the head people for the basketball team. She was like the head basketball coordinator for Temple University in Pennsylvania. And I believe that's how she met Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby actually went to Temple University. I believe. I'm gonna double check this when I post the video just to make sure I'm not sounding stupid. But double check this for yourselves. Please, we need to all critically think. We need to critically think. Again, I'm sorry, I'm going off on tangents. There's so much to cover, but check this out. They convicted him on 3 counts of sexual misconduct, or sexual misconduct, or a sexual assault, whatever, right? 3 counts. Every count, he faces 10 years. So he's facing 10 years for each count. That's 30 years. 30 years for this woman, Andrea Constand, to willingly take Benadryls, a legal drug in this country, for her to take Benadryls willingly. And he touched her on her breast, supposedly, allegedly, touched her on her breast and put his fingers inside of her. Allegedly did this. He's getting 30 years. 30 years for that. For an allegation, because none of this is proven. If you're on the side of these women that have come out, Where is your proof? Give me your proof. What is the proof? What is the proof? There's no video. There's no witness testimonies. There's no pictures. They try to paint Bill Cosby as some kind of sexual deviant, but because of a fucking interview that he had with Sofia Vergara when she first came out, and when she was staring at her and flirting with her. Have you seen Sofia Vergara? Come on now. Stop playing. Stop playing. I'm sorry to yell. I'm sorry to yell at you. I didn't mean to yell at you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at these people that refuse to think critically. They refuse to do the homework and to do the research behind the intentions behind these people. Andrea Constand is represented by a woman named, what's her fucking name? Gloria Allred. Gloria Allred is like she's an attorney for women or some shit like that. Let me get back to you on the details. But this woman tried to get Bill Cosby a few years ago, tried to get Bill Cosby to set up a fund for $100 million for these women that he refused. And then that's why we're seeing him being taken down now. Because he refused to pay he was being, not blackmailed, but, he was being, they were trying to muscle him out of $100 million. $100 million for these so-called allegations, for these fucking women that are making up these stories. I remember when all of these women were coming out and I was like, wow, all of these women are white. Oh, another white one. I was like, watch. They're going to bring out a black one just to make it even. They're going to bring out a black one just to be like, see, he even did it to black women too. Boom, and there goes Beverly. Whatever that chick's name is, Beverly, whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. They found one. So I told you most of these women's cases their allegations were out of the limits, the statutes of limitations, right? So they could only convict Bill Cosby on this one woman's testimony, on her allegations. This is all based on her word, right? Andrea Constand, because all the other women out of the statutes of limitation. But they did use 5 women's testimony. They did use five different women's testimonies in order to convict him in this case, right? Okay, so, and all of these women, mind you, are being represented, not a lot of the cases, not officially, but they're all being represented by this lady named Gloria Allred that tried to muscle him out of $100 million. $100 million. So they use one chick, right? And this is all off her word. One of the jurors did an interview with, I forget whatever the mainstream news site it was. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I forget his name. Forgive me. I'll come back to it. He did an interview and he said that they knew he was guilty because of what Bill Cosby said. Because Bill Cosby admitted to giving women quaaludes and having sex with them. That's why they convicted him. Mind you, they just convicted him off of Andrea Constand's testimony that he gave her Benadryls, not quaaludes. Benadryls, not quaaludes. They convicted him off of the Benadryls. But they used the information about the quaaludes and they used his own words against him. This is why I say that it's really hard to come out here and be, a lot of people say, keep it 100, 100%, 100%. It's really difficult to keep it exactly 100 when you're basically under oath or you're on camera and these words will live on forever. Because if I post this, which I will, somebody could take this video and save it, and 30, 40 years later, they'll be like, CLB the realist was in defense of Bill Cosby. See, we got it right here. And my words can be used against me. Our words can and will be used against us. So Bill Cosby admitted, because he was a good person. Because he's a good person, and he's a real, I ain't gonna say that because I know he wouldn't like that. He is a real man, and he didn't lie. He didn't lie. He told the truth. He said, yes, I had these Quaaludes. I believe he had the prescription. I believe he had the drugs because he had back issues, and he just kept them around. So Bill Cosby was the guy with the ludes. Back in the 70s, everybody was popping Quaaludes. They called them disco biscuits. Everybody was doing drugs. Come on now. Come on, people. Everybody was doing drugs. So he gave the drugs to the women to make them feel nice. Like if we were out with a chick, you know what I'm saying, Netflix and chill. That was they Netflix and chill, except for they were out partying with ludes. They was ludes and looting. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like weed or smoking a blunt or having a drink. That's what they did. They did Quaaludes or disco biscuits. They were having a good time. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. So now all of a sudden, these women are claiming that he drugged them and tricked them. Retroactively claiming rape or sexual assault. Mind you, why the fuck does Bill Cosby need to fucking put a drug in your drink to fuck you? This man, Bill Cosby, was hanging out with Hugh Hefner at the Playboy Mansion. What the fuck are you talking about? He needs to put I'm sorry. I am so sorry. But have you seen some of these women? These so-called accusers? Come on, man. Have you seen Bill Cosby's wife? Have you seen his wife? She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. I could only imagine what she looked like back then. Come on now. They're trying to paint this man as some kind of sexual deviant, and mainstream media and the alternative media, people that I look up to, are parroting that shit, saying, well, he said he gave them ludes. Well, I guess that means he's guilty. I mean, what else does it mean when you say you give him ludes? That's the same thing as saying, yeah, we smoked. I let her have a blunt. She felt nice. And then we fucked. And then 20, 30 years down the road, she gonna be like, yeah, no, there was something in that blunt, though. There was something in that blunt. Are you fucking kidding me? So, man, there's so much I'm leaving out a lot. I'm gonna get back to you. I will get back to you. But there was also a witness. I believe her name was Margot E. Jackson. And she said she knew Andrea Constand when she used to live in Canada. Now, at an away game in Rhode Island, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm mixing up stories. One witness that they didn't let tell the story, they excluded that witness in the trial. One witness said he knew Andrea back in Canada. And at the time, she had made claims that she was trying to get into broadcasting. She was trying to make a name for herself in broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they left that one out though. They had another one named Margot Jackson, and which used to work at Temple University with Andrea. Excuse me, I just had a milkshake. Don't agree. But anyways, Margot E. Jackson told Andrea Constand back in the day when they used to work at Temple, when they were at an away game for basketball. Remember I told you Andrea was like the basketball head coach, coordinator, whatever. She told her at an away game that she could, okay, first of all, she told Margot, I believe her name is Margot, we'll just call her Miss Jackson. She told Miss Jackson that I think she said somebody had did something to her, or Bill Cosby had did something to her. So Margot or Miss Jackson was like, hold up. She asked her 2-3 times, wait a minute, this happened to you? Wait a minute, this happened. So this happened to you. By the second, third time, Andrea was like, well, I could say it happened to me and get paid from it. I could use the money to go back to school and start my own business. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, come on. I'm going to leave in the description just some information, some channels that I came by. One is called The Advice Show TV. I believe it's called The Advice Show or The Advice Show TV. And this dude has like over 700,000 subscribers. He had this woman on that actually was at the Bill Cosby trial. She took notes. She studied. She researched this whole thing. All right. And she has some crazy information. And there's also a news site that I'm going to try to leave in the description too. And she leaves in her description as well. So I'm going to leave more information on this so you guys can do the research for yourselves, just in case you be like, oh, but you're full of fucking shit. No, he's fucking guilty. Why? Why do you think that? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence that says that? If you're basing this solely on the fact that all of these women came out and their stories match up. Yeah, their stories match up. They've had years to get it together. They've had years to get this shit together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying not to make it sound like I'm being, subjective, like I'm just standing up for him because he means so much. How many videos have I ever made about Bill Cosby? How many references, however, have I referenced Bill Cosby? Like, what? Bill Cosby was a figure in my, he's a figure in my life because of how I view him on TV. But I have no allegiance to Bill Cosby in that way, especially because he's a fucking rich guy. Like, I have no allegiance to wealthy individuals. You guys know this about me. Come on now. So if he really did these things and he is guilty, I would be the first person to be like, man, I would be the first person coming out here and saying that's wrong. And if I'm wrong now, I'll make another video and say how I was so fucking wrong. I just couldn't believe it. And all the evidence that I was seeing, just wasn't, it made me believe that he was innocent. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, that is not what I'm seeing. That is not the case. This woman, Andrea Constant, is exactly what her fucking last name implies. She's a con, and I can't stand her. You know what I'm saying? Like, supposedly her story fucking flip-flopped 5 or 6 different times. She didn't know who certain Margot Jackson was. She didn't know, there's so many holes in this story. The jurors, first of all, one of the jurors actually said, when they first started the trial, when they first walked in or whatever, he said, let's just hurry up and convict him already and let's go home. Let's hurry up, convict Bill Cosby and get the hell out of here. That's what he said. You're not allowed to do that. And they kept that juror on. I'm not sure if it was the same juror that did the interview. That did the interview recently and said that basically they knew he was guilty. All they needed to hear was Bill Cosby's own words, that he gave women quaaludes and had sex with them. Mind you, Andrea Constant didn't take quaaludes. That's not what made her feel, I can't. That's not what had her feeling like that. She had Benadryls. Benadryls make you sleepy. Yes. They make you drowsy. Yes. They don't do all that. It's not a date rape. There is, I believe, I heard something called a Benadryl cocktail. But even that, you got to put other shit in it. You got to put that's what makes it a cocktail. Because they don't just have Benadryl in the motherfucker. You got to put other shit in the motherfucker. So she took Benadryls and that had her in an out of body. I swear to God, it reminded me of that chick that accused Jordan. I swear to God, it reminded me. I was out of body and I couldn't do anything. I drank too much and I just couldn't move. I couldn't say no. I was blinking like this and he wouldn't get off of me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to crack jokes. I really don't mean to. But you can tell how hyped I am about this. This is a 24-minute video going on 25 minutes. Do you know how fucking long it's going to take to upload this video? And I didn't even get to everything because I'm still processing all the information that I found. Again, I will leave the advice show in the description so you guys can check that out for yourself. Now, I don't agree with everything that brother says. Just, FYI, I don't agree with everything he has to say. But in regards to this Bill Cosby case, he makes a lot of fucking sense. And this lady, this other woman that he had on his show, her name is Nicole. I forget the name of her show. Like Nicole's View or something like that. I'll leave that in the description. She's been following this case and she has some great information. So, and you guys can read the articles for yourselves and come up with your own conclusions. But I implore all of you to please do research, and please don't be so quick to convict people and, you know, without trials, because people have been calling him guilty for 3-4 years now, even though he was never found guilty in a court of law until recently, which is all bullshit. So please do more research on this and don't be so quick to just believe people based on emotions, because I know we get emotional. I know I do too. I get emotional because of stories that people tell me. And, you know, we want to get reactionary. There's no way that somebody should be able to go through that. And we see women fake crying crocodile tears. And we get emotional. We feel bad for them because we feel as though somebody's been wronged, because that's the way it appears. Just remember that there's always ulterior motives. Why, oh why, was the world so quick to condemn Bill Cosby? Can you answer me that? Without any evidence. Why? This is the same exact shit with Syria. Same exact shit. They condemned Syria and Assad before they even had evidence that he was the one behind it, or that a chemical attack even happened in Syria, in Douma, recently. And then even the one that happened before, they don't have evidence of it. This is what our country does. This is what our mainstream media does. So if you guys can't make that connection between Syria and Bill Cosby, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. If you don't believe Syria, but for whatever fucking reason, the same people that tell you about Syria are telling you about Bill Cosby, but you believe them on Bill Cosby, what is wrong with you? I'm going to come back on another video. After this, I'm going right back to my research and I'm taking notes so I can sound more logical and sound more coherent, because I know I'm rambling. I know I went off on tangents. You know, there's a lot of information right now. I'm responding based off of emotion, but because of the evidence that I've found. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video if you like, share it if you feel as though it's shareable, and I implore everybody to share this video, because there's not enough people that are sticking up for Dr. Bill Cosby right now. This lady, Nicole, went to the trial, and it was her and like 4 other people there supporting Bill Cosby. One other person that I saw in the video, in one of the videos that she showed. He does not have a lot of support. The world has rushed to condemn this man without any clear evidence at all. They convicted him based on what he said and what Andre Khan, that fucking con artist, said. That he gave Quaaludes to women and he had sex with them. Because that was the cool thing to do. He was the dude with the drugs. He was the dude. He had the Molly. He had the stanky dank. You know, in today's society, that's what we'd have. But I got the dank. I got the dank. Oh, I got Molly's. I got this. I got that. That's exactly what he did, but they're condemning him for it now and saying that he deserves 30 years in prison for it. 30 years in prison for not exactly for all the other cases, but for this one case. But they used 5 women from the other cases to convict him on this one case. All allegations, nothing proven, no evidence. Welcome to America with 3 Ks. Oh my God, people. Oh man, I honestly hope that I don't get too much hate on this video. I hope that, you know, a lot of my subscribers will see that I wouldn't just come out on a video and just take the unpopular stance because I don't know. Because I just want to be unpopular today. No, I'm taking this stance because of the evidence that I've heard. I'm taking the stance because I feel as though an injustice is happening right before our eyes and nobody gives a fuck. No, we just make jokes. We just crack jokes. And all I hear is these fucking jokesters. But this man's life is in jeopardy. His family have to live with this. His whole career has been tarnished. He's been tarred and feathered without any evidence whatsoever. And it's a goddamn shame. I'm LB the Realist. This has been Surrealistic Studios. Once again, I'm coming back with another video with more information on this. Again, if I'm wrong, and I totally admit responsibility, because that's what a man does. And I'll come back in another video and say how I was wrong. But until then, this is some straight up bullshit. And everybody just pushing this propaganda, this fake farce of a trial and of a case. This is all, but they should be ashamed of themselves. This is all bullshit. All bullshit. This man has been convicted and he's facing 30 years in prison for nothing. Remember the love from your hearts. Remember the peace from your souls, chicken grease in your bellies. And until next time, you guys be well.